Wow, you guys really, really like this one. So I'm gonna try to make this a Saturday thing. So I'll state in advance, please pardon the continuity of some of these guns. With that, welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Was a Guardian. Deku was having a chat with Shipwright and Holiday. Your sparrow is great. Never seen anything like it. And you're telling me you found this out in the wild? She's a beaut. James Cole to work with green underwear and seemed to like it. Deku came to like Holiday. She reminded him of Hatsume in her younger days. And considering what May ended up doing, that was one amazing compliment. Now for Deku's garb. He's wearing a warlock equivalent of his old costume, minus the mask and, well, mouth guard. The outfit was gifted from Tess Everest. She was a big fan of Deku and was raised on Tales of his heroics. Now, some of you may be groaning at my inclusion of Tess, but she was indeed a thing. And in this will just be used as an outfitter for Guardian needs beyond what usually lies out within the tower walls. Jade got him access to the armory, and Deku chose all exotics with an exception of one weapon. Once again, this is meant to be more realistic. The game mechanic was designed to stop overpowering and keep it fair for PvP. Considering that I stepped up the fallen threat, I believe that this will work. His loadout is as follows. Hawkmoon is his kinetic weapon. He's rocking the Vortex at the moment for his energy weapon. Since the one I want to give him, I can't at the moment for a story purpose, and his heavy weapon is going to be a super good advice. If the future Warcoat weapon wasn't a dead giveaway, I'm gonna say that Lakshmi got to him. Deo rubbed him the wrong way, and Iraq Jalal's nihilism just made him angry. So he's rocking a future Warcoat band on his arm. Too bad that he doesn't really have time for the Crucible at the moment. He'd make a point in giving it a shot when he had a trustworthy fireteam of his own. For right now, he had his priorities straight. He needs a fire team. Shax was not happy that a hero of legend was ignoring the Crucible, but he respected his reason for doing so. Deku asked Holiday out for dinner, and she asked for a rain check. She had way too much work to do. To be clear, yes, he asked Holiday out on a date, and she knew that. But once again, that just wasn't happening for right now. To give you an idea of how bad the Fallen Threat is right now, the tower is fighting a losing war of attrition. The supplies are dwindling to the point of rationing. Guardians had it lucky since they were frontline soldiers. The addition of Deku, however, brought hope into the eyes of the people of the tower, and that made everyone work harder. Deku has been a Guardian for about a week, and he's managed to get essential supplies for the tower. Food, medicine, various machineries, what have you. He was doing good work for now, but he needed a fire team. Deku took Holiday's refusal well and went on a scouting mission. FYI, his jump ship is act on instinct. I thought it's fitting. Deku was on a routine scouting mission somewhere in Akihabara. He made it a point to steer as clear away from Bastion as possible. He was setting up new transmat relays for the area that would make coming and going easier, especially if he could transmat his sparrow whenever he wanted and teleport to different areas within the region. That's when he noticed a unit of dregs running from a location. Deku, if those fallen are running, then whatever is going on over there is not fun for anyone involved. He finished Segura's statement. What in the world would have the fallen so shook that they'd flee? Deku and Segura went in to investigate. It was only a small unit of dregs. How bad could it be? The duo followed the trail of the carnage to what looked like a subway entrance. I think you can guess where I'm going. That is a lot of dead fallen, Deku. You don't think? Don't finish that sentence, Segura. That's one problem that we don't want at the moment. He was sure that little problem was taken care of for now. He wasn't allowed on the task force since he wasn't a guardian at the time, but they claimed to be successful, so he kept his hope up. A sound could be heard from the distance. Said sound was none other than a servitor. Servitors meant fallen, massive amounts of fallen. They provided the very ether they consumed after all. However, that wasn't the least of his problems. There was an Archon here as well. That's around the time their comms went off, and you hear a familiar voice. Guardian's down. We are in need of assistance to nearby Ghost and Guardian. Help us, please. That made any thought of retreat go out the window. Like Deku's new quirk, United We Stand, he believed that Guardians must look out for one another. He wasn't about to leave a Guardian in need. Luckily for Deku, the Archon had left, most likely to their dwellings, which meant that all he had to deal with was vandals, dregs, captains, and that servitor. Deku bided his time. He hadn't been detected yet. When he had the perfect shot lined up, he threw a scatter nova that decimated most of the forces and left the servitor down for a moment, long enough for whoever was pinned to recuperate and join the fray. If the Archon heard that, forces would be sent to their location en masse. Whoever you are, thank you. That voice. No way, it could be. Mina, is that you, Deku? You're a Guardian now? That's great! Mina cried out in glee while using her quirk and Blade Dancer. Lightning and acid, wow. To strike at the small fry. Two other heads popped out at the mention of the name Deku. So he gave you his light after all. Good to see you again, Deku. Katsuki hollered over the comms as he was striking with his Havoc fist. He was going for the servitor. Mom, Dad, we got a problem. The Archon is ringing the kell. Deku looked at Segura. Not for long, he isn't. Segura, along with the ghosts of Mina and Katsuki, began jamming the signal amplifier. That won't hold long. We gotta take this guy out, or Akiba is going to be swimming in fallen. Deku took a look at the kid and asked, how in the world Kamina is alive if he wasn't a Guardian? Kami spoke up. I am a Guardian, Uncle Izuku. I'm just kinda young and I prefer doing technical support anyway. My ghost and I can extend the jammer. I suppose now is a good time for me to tell you all about the lovely OC Kamina. He is the son of Katsuki Bakugo and Mina Asuyo, who is now technically Mina Bakugo. I don't know enough Japanese to make a witty pun on their names, so I just combined their names and quirks and came up with this little cutie. Kamina is 10 years old, and because he's a Guardian, that means he's not exactly getting any older than that. As for his quirk, it's more of a gas type explosion. Like, when I say gas, I mean, like, how do I say this? Like, acidic gas, not the gasoline that we use for cars.
Yeah, he looks
pretty much like his mom, short of his blonde hair and the fact that he's red. Kamina, you good in a fight? I can hold my own, but I prefer to be on the support end. But I follow the path of the Warlock, and I won't run from danger should the call arise. Deku answers with, there's no shame in that, and tells him to keep that jammer going. They are literally met with maximum resistance. But these fallen had to die. Mina and Katsuki tell Deku that their weapons are inoperable. You got quirks, don't you? Use them! That would work for a while, but they'd need weapons. Sagira, do we have anything left in the jump ship? Sagira did a check before they went for the offensive. Yes, actually. Transferring now. Katsuki is given a Suros regime. Mina gets a Red Death. They're happy and excited to try their new toys. Deku pulled out his super good advice and shot like a madman. Between him and Katsuki, they were thinning out the herd of fallen. Mina and Kamina were busy on the other end, fending off against the reinforcements that the dregs that fled had brought. Kamina channeled the power of the sun, combined with his quirk, and threw gaseous solar grenades closer towards the entrance. One of my favorite strats in PvE. Like, take a Sun Singer Warlock, just toss all of that solar grenades on the area. They had to walk through that. That's just awesome. But back to the point of the story. It was made doubly effective since, well, burning gas. Just to be clear, I mean, like I said earlier, acidic gas, not kaboom gas. While Kamina does have explosions, they're more like concussive force that causes, well, you get the point. Mina put that Red Death to use, picked off stragglers. On the other side, Katsuki was out of ammo and low on stamina. A Vandal came in for the strike, and Deku took him out with his golden gun. How in the... Less talking, more shooting. I'll explain later. Deku tosses Katsuki more ammo for Asuras. We all know how much of a bullet hose that gun can be. With the entry to the Archon's lair and their exit cleared, they pushed forward. We're gonna need more ammo. That fight was an annoyance. The Archon pulled a teleportation axe every time they got a good beat on him. Not to mention that getting too close to him was utter suicide, Guardian or no. Bakugo popped a bubble combined with his quirk to add a layer of explosive resistance to the bubble, to give Kamina the time he needed to continue his jamming efforts. This Archon was making them work for it. Mina goes in with the golden gun, and that does a great deal of damage to the Archon. If this ship wasn't grounded, there would have been a problem. The Archon managed to teleport behind Deku and grab him by the barrel. He was laughing with his mouth wide open. You know that scene in Godzilla 2014? Yep, that's happening here. Deku's arms are free, so he throws a vortex grenade straight up in that open mouth. It was glorious. Kamina, get us as much information as you can from this database. I don't intend on allowing the Fallen to have any further foothold here. Deku goes on to explain his plan and how much of a boon it would be to take back the subway network. You're trying to take Bastion? I'm going to assume you're gonna need a fire team. Count me in. Mina says with glee. Bakugo? Well, I guess that's not gonna work since they're both Bakugos. Katsuki just gives him a head nod. With this, Deku has a fire team and a foothold in Tokyo.